Once Upon a Time in America. Director and vision, Sergio Leone directed Once Upon a Time in America, and it was his final film before his death in 1989. It marked his return to filmmaking after a 13-year hiatus. Epic runtime, the original cut of the film was a sprawling 269 minutes, 4 hours and 29 minutes, but it was shortened to 229 minutes for the European release. Drastic American edit, the American distributors further cut down the film to 139 minutes, rearranging scenes and altering the narrative without Leone's involvement. This heavily impacted the film's reception in the United States. Trilogy finale. The movie is the third installment of Leone's Once Upon a Time trilogy, following Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, and Duck You Sucker, 1971. Based on a novel, the film is based on Harry Gray's novel The Hoods, which chronicles the lives of Jewish gangsters in New York City. Cinematography and score. The cinematography was handled by Tonino Delicali, and the iconic score was composed by Ennio Morricone, a frequent collaborator with Leone. Gangster themes. The story explores themes of childhood friendships, love, lust, greed, betrayal, loss, and broken relationships against the backdrop of organized crime. Robert De Niro and James Woods. The film stars Robert De Niro as David Noodles Aaronson and James Woods as Maximilian Max Bercovicz, portraying lifelong friends who become involved in organized crime. International collaboration. Once Upon a Time in America is an Italian-American venture, produced by the Ladd Company, Embassy International Pictures, PSO Enterprises, and Rafran Cinematographica. Critical disapproval for American edit. The heavily edited American version was a critical and commercial failure, with critics and audiences favoring the original European cut. Prohibition era setting. The narrative spans from 1918 to 1968, covering the Prohibition era and its impact on organized crime in the United States. Opium den scene. The film opens in 1933 with a scene in an opium den, where the protagonist Noodles is warned about impending danger. Childhood gang. Noodles and his friends, played by actors like Scott Tyler and Rusty Jacobs in their younger versions, star as street kids involved in petty crimes in Manhattan's Lower East Side. Gang formation. The gang is formed after they catch a corrupt police officer having sex with an underage prostitute, gaining police protection similar to their rival Bugsy. Tragic incident. The gang's rise is marred by tragedy when Bugsy ambushes them, resulting in the death of Noodles' friend Dominic and Noodles killing Bugsy. Diamond heist and controversial scene. The gang's criminal activities include a controversial diamond heist, during which Noodles rapes a woman named Carol, who later becomes Max's mistress. Prohibition's end. The gang's success declines with the repeal of Prohibition in 1933, prompting Max to propose a daring heist on the New York Federal Reserve Bank. Betrayal and deception. Noodles, feeling uneasy about Max's plan, informs the police about a smaller offense, leading to Max's anger and a violent altercation. Noodles in exile. After the altercation, Noodles goes into hiding, and the film follows his life in exile, marked by guilt, loss, and broken relationships. Return to Manhattan. Noodles returns to Manhattan in 1968, where he discovers a key to a railway locker containing money and a note about a new job. Cemetery scene. Noodles revisits the cemetery where his friends were buried, only to find out that the bodies have been relocated. Source music. The soundtrack includes iconic songs like God Bless America, Yesterday, Summertime, and Night and Day, adding depth to the film's atmosphere. Once Upon a Time in America remains a cinematic classic, with its original European cut celebrated for its intricate storytelling and powerful themes.